Hello and welcome to the basketball bonanza that is the Coles Express NBL1 show. I'm Megan Hustwaite and this is Peter Hooley.
Good to be here, Megan. And two conferences didn't go ahead with what we know is happening with the lockdowns in South Australia and Victoria, but some massive performances around the rest of the country, up north and out west.
And two big guests, as usual, joining us today. But before we get into it, the good news just keeps coming for NBL1 after Coles Express joined us last week as our naming rights partner. Also, how good are the donuts from Coles Express? Have you tried them?
They're elite. There's a lot of good elite things that come with Coles Express. But you're right, the good news does keep on rolling. And as part of the new NBL media deal that got announced today, from the 2022 season, so next season, all Coles Express NBL1 games of the week will be broadcast live on KO Freebies, which is excellent for everybody to watch some elite competition around the country. And then all national championship games will also be broadcast live on KO Freebies. The good news continues to roll in.
Oh, that is so great. Just wonderful exposure and attention for our wonderful Coles Express NBL1. So we are already looking forward to that next season. Okay, let's get into it. And we're going to take a look at NBL1 West first. This is all you need to know. And it started on Friday night. There was drama aplenty between Geraldton and Cockburn in the final 2 minutes of the match.
Well, there was. The Senators were up by 2. They turned the ball over and an unsportsmanlike foul led to Nick Pozzoglu hitting both free throws. And then Justin King hit the buzzer beater 3 and they put 1 second back on the clock. Just enough time for Gavin Field, who was coming off that 35-point game, hit a 3 to send it to OT. The Cougars ended up winning the game by 2 points. Just an epic way to kick off NBL1 West.
And some great highlights, as usual, of that game on our social media over the weekend. In the women's game, it was Stacey Barr who lit it up for the Senators with 23 points, 9 rebounds and 5 assists to take the win and the lead in NBL1 West women's scoring. She's having a great season.
She is, and we talked about highlights coming out of the NBL1 West that continued on Saturday night with Matthew Yang-Mu. He hit the big 3 for Geraldton, a little miscommunication on defence, and you can't leave that man open. That man's hit big 3s throughout his whole career and stepped up and hit a game winner and really helped them with that crucial win over Perth.
And Geraldton are now 10th on the ladder with a 5-11 record. Well, while we are on NBL1 West, let's head over there now and catch up with one of the stars from Lakeside. Welcome to the NBL1 show, Ash Isenbarger.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Great to see you. You had a huge round. I was going to say weekend, but the weekend started pretty early back on Thursday.
Yeah, we had one of our games that was meant to be during lockdown here, and so it got postponed, and so it's a bit weird playing on a Thursday, but yeah, we made it work.
Well, how you found the NBL1 West season so far? As you said, mixed results for the team, but big weekend personally from you. So how have you found the overall season?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a challenging one. It's been a really great one, but we've got a pretty new squad, lots of young talent, but it's always different once you're actually on the court getting experience, and so it's been pretty cool that we're coming together and playing better as a team. But yeah, it's been a great season. It's been pretty crazy. Just so many ups and downs, like any season. But yeah, it's been awesome.
You've been with this team for quite a while now. How exciting is it to now be part of the NBL1 competition? And has there been a bit of a buzz with NBL1 West?
Yeah, even just some of the girls coming to the games and seeing all the signage around and just the social media coverage and just all the different things that just elevate the whole league and just get that exposure for us in good old WA. We're so far away from everyone. But yeah, no, it's been really cool. And yeah, I've been playing at Lakeside since I was 14 in the SBL or NBL1. And so, yeah, I've really noticed that big step up and it's been really cool for us. So. Yeah.
Well, you're coming off that hub season for the WNBL, so how did you find that experience overall, both on the court and away from the court? There's a few mixed reviews out there. Some people seem to enjoy it a lot more, others struggled with it. How did you find it on and off the floor?
I personally had an awesome experience. I think it helps that we had a great bunch of girls, a great coaching staff, and so we got along really well off the court, and I think that helped us on the court. It was definitely unique, a 5-month season in 5 weeks. That in itself was challenging, and like your body is pretty tired and your mind's pretty tired. But yeah, it was, for me, I loved it. I thought it was really great. So
The Lynx are taking a great direction with their local talent in WA, and as we know and saw with Perth last season, there's lots of that. So are you excited about where things are going and the possibilities for the Perth Lynx?
Oh, I'm super excited for this season. We're already gathering I say it like I'm gathering. Ryan is gathering a great squad. So I'm really looking forward to playing with some amazing local talent, and also just people coming from all sorts. I think it's going to be a really fun year, and I'm excited to see how we play together. So, yeah.
Well, one of your teammates from the Lynx, obviously in the Opals campaign now for Tokyo. So are you following that closely? Are you enjoying getting to watch what they get to do in Tokyo and hopefully go towards a gold medal?
Yeah, I'm so excited. I've been following them all, especially on social media, and just seeing all the behind the scenes. It looks like such an awesome opportunity. Definitely a unique one as well. I'm really excited to see how they keep playing, and it's going to be, I think they're really in good contention for the gold medal. So I hope that they, keep that going. It's exciting.
Now, the Opals are rocking the bodysuits. We've seen plenty of that on social media. And Perth Lynx, which once upon a time were the Perth Breakers, I think it might have been when they won their last championship, were rocking the bodysuit in the WNBL. Would you like to see it in the WNBL one day? Is that something, you would like to wear?
I mean, I love the symbol behind it, and just that representation of what it means to be an opal. I don't know how I would feel like playing in it. Good on them. They all rock it and they look awesome in it. If the opportunity presented, I definitely wouldn't say no. We'll see.
Well, we all know and love what you do on the basketball floor, but you do some pretty cool things away from basketball. So what is your day-to-day life like? You mentioned just before this that you're doing a lot of working from home now, but you do some pretty cool stuff away from the court.
Yeah, I have my own photography business, Ashalola Photography. And so I photograph weddings and families and couples, and it's kind of strange when people are like, oh, you play basketball and that's an interesting combination of jobs. I really love both of them, and I'm passionate about both of them. Just in this last couple of years, I've really gone, no, I'm going to really pursue this photography thing and get my business going, and it's starting to snowball, and it's so much fun. Lots of work from home, editing and just managing all of that admin side of things. But I really do love it, so it's fun.
Well, you're a natural, you're a real creative, and it's great to see your work on and off the court. Ash, thanks so much for joining us on the NBL1 show, and we wish you all the best for the rest of your season.
Thank you.
Let's turn focus now to NBL1 North, and the Southern District's women cement themselves as premiership favourites.
Well, it was the game of the week between the Spartans and Thunder, and you're right, and that's what we wanted to see, some big performances. And Logan went undefeated throughout the whole QSL season last year, but they were no match for the stacked Spartans, losing 89-77. And Maddie Rocci and Maddie Willie both have 21 points, and just exciting to see both of them go at it. We've spoken to Maddie Rocci, and we're looking forward to seeing her continue to grow. And she's one you have to stop. If you want to beat them, you're going to have to slow down Maddie Rocci. Good
time to be a Maddie. Kalani Purcell had a double-double of 16 points and 12 rebounds. Well, the Spartans men weren't as successful, going down 132-99 in their clash with Logan. That's a big scoreline.
Well, it is. A lot of scoring. If you're a defensive purist, you probably didn't enjoy that game. But Jeremy Kendall was huge, 21 points, 15 assists, and he looks like he's got a pep in his step. He is enjoying himself out there and does a bit of everything. We'd love to play alongside him. Big win for him.
While we are talking all things NBL1 North, we're going to head up to Townsville now. We love a Froling here on the NBL1 show. We've finally got the last one in this competition. He's playing for Townsville. Welcome to the show, Sam Froling.
Thanks for having me.
Well, welcome to NBL1. It's been a pretty good start.
Yeah, it's been a good couple of games. Didn't get the job done last night, but 3 for 4, and I feel like I've been playing all right, so it's been a bit of fun.
We've been playing really well, and you're coming off a really strong NBL campaign. So what do you want to get out of this NBL1 North season? There's probably a few weeks left, and then you're gearing up for another NBL season. So what do you want to get? We're watching your highlights, and as you said, you've played some really good basketball to start, but what is your goal out of this NBL1 North?
The big one for me this off-season was getting my 3-point shot down, so it's good to get game reps, and this is a place where, I can put up a few more than I would in an NBL game So that's probably the main one, is just getting up some game shots that, you don't really get in the NBL games because it's not your role, or like you're not at that. I'm not at that standard yet, and that's where I'm trying to get to.
How nice is it to be back home in Townsville? I'm sure it's been a little while since you've been there on a semi-permanent basis.
Yeah, really nice. It's good to be here with mum and dad. Always good to see them. It's good to just be back home with mates, and I haven't played here for a long time, so it's cool to get out there in front of mum and dad and friends and family.
Well, speaking of family, your brother Harry now it's signed on to play with the Illawarra. So you get to play with him next year, but played against him a couple of weeks ago. So what is it like playing in the NBL1 North against him? Is there a lot of banter that goes on, a lot of competitiveness? And then how much are you looking forward to playing alongside him next season?
Yeah, well, our game against him up here got cancelled because we went in that lockdown. So I think it's been rescheduled for August sometime. But playing with him will be super fun. We used to play together during juniors, so it'll be really fun to get out there at the highest level and, help each other kind of, and push each other along, and hopefully play some good basketball together.
Now, we had your sister, the Launceston star Keely, on the NBL1 show earlier this season, and she shared some great memories growing up with the four of you, going head-to-head in the backyard. What are your fondest memories of playing hoops at home with your siblings?
Jeez, I don't know how fond all of them are. There was a lot of fights. Some words thrown around. There might have been a few punches between me and Harry here and there. But, it was a lot of fun, and it was super competitive. And being the youngest, I always got beaten up on. And now, it came back to bite them because I'm taller than them all and I'm bigger than them all now. So I go out and I dunk on them and laugh in their face and say, that's for everything you did to me when I was 8.
Well, it's fair enough. And we've seen a lot. We see some pre-season stuff on social media running up the hills, I believe, and stuff as well. So the competitiveness is there in the family. But talk about how proud you are as a brother. We see it a lot is when Keely had on a massive game and what she's doing, and we know what Alicia's doing. Harry, you guys love to see each other succeed. How good is it to know you're all playing at such a high level and playing so well right now?
Yeah, so good. The only time I don't want Harry to have a good game is when we're playing against him. But, every time they put up massive numbers or they score a lot and they do well, it's so good to see. And I love watching them play. They're all such good basketball players, and, it'll be fun watching them. And then, Keely and, all three of them are in new environments this year, so it'll be fun to watch them kind of grow and get better and better and see what they do.
Brian Goorjian coached your dad Shane at Nuttawat Inspectors in the late 80s and had a huge impact on his playing career. Now you're playing under him at Illawarra. What was that first season like?
Yeah, unreal. Gorge is, there's no coach like him, I don't think. He's, in my mind, undisputably the GOAT. And what he's done for my game has just been awesome. I can't talk highly enough of him. It was a lot of fun to play for him this year, and we didn't end up getting where we wanted to, but we did pretty well, and hoping to build on it next year.
Well, talk a bit about that pre-season before the Illawarra Hawks campaign, because you're obviously the NBL Most Improved Player last season, a terrific individual statistically from you. You're outstanding. But what was a conversation that you had with Brian Goorjian, because he trusted you, you're starting 4, and you really delivered from the jump. So it must have been some sort of chat in the pre-season that you had with Gorge, which really made you feel good about where you're at going into that season.
Yeah, I think initially when I first signed and came in, they were expecting me to come off the bench, and I was expecting to come off the bench. And then I got there first out of all the players in June sometime, and then it ended up being a 6-month preseason. So, that just, over that 6 months, I just felt like I got better and better. And then it came game time, and Gorge had me on the starting lineup, and it kind of just went from there, and I played well and just stayed in there.
Well, Sam, it's been great to catch up with you. Before you go, I want to just play a little game of word association. So we're going to go through your siblings, and I want you to just give a word that comes to mind that, can be said on air, of course. So, yeah. So let's start with Keely.
Then put me on the spot here. I'll give her a nice one.
Nice.
She's nice.
She's nice. Alicia?
Aggressive.
And Harry?
Annoying.
Leave the best for last. I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Well, mate, before we let you go, we must say, Brian Gorgon obviously coaching the Boomers, how much you're enjoying watching their campaign. Big win over Nigeria to start, but you must be really excited to see what Australian basketball can do at this level.
Yeah, it's awesome. It was a lot of fun to watch last night. You know, that's my goal, to get to an Olympic game. So it's cool for me to watch this and see the standard I need to play at. And it's a lot of fun watching Gorge. He doesn't do as much on the sidelines last night as he did for some of our Hawks games. So it'll be interesting as the tournament goes on to see if he starts rubbing his head and trying to pull his non-existent hair out.
Well, we love that, and we love what you're doing both on and off the court. We love the family as well. So appreciate that, mate, and good luck for the rest of the season. We look forward to seeing you continue to grow, and I mean, one day we see him in the Olympics in the green and gold as well. So thanks, mate, and good luck with everything.
Thanks, mate.
Team of the week time now on the NBL1 show. We're going to start with the women. Pete Courtney Woods getting us underway from Northside.
Big games from her, 29-4-3 versus Red City, and then follow that up with 23-7-3. That's a big average across the weekend, and starting to see a lot of familiar names pop up in this team of the week for the women's team.
Including Senator Stacey Barr with 23 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists and 3 steals, continuing her season's work.
Just filling up the stat sheet everywhere, which is exactly what you want to see.
Well, we're starting to see this lady in the team of the week frequently, and we love to see it. Tiana Mangakar here, also from Northside, 18 points, 4 rebounds and 6 assists against Red City, and then 29 points, 4 boards and 6 assists against USC. So that's an average of 23 points, 4 boards and 6 assists for the round.
Oh, I mean, big game just on its own, but you double that down with a big double-header performance and an average like that. That'll get you in team of the week. And our guest, Ash Isenbarger, 31-12 versus the Eastern Suns, and such a bright figure. I just love the way she goes about it, and it just looks like she enjoys herself out there, and it translates into the person she is as well.
She's a vibe. And Mary Golding from East Perth, well, she's been putting up some big numbers. That was the case again at the weekend against the Senators, 25 points and 21 boards. Let's crack into the team of the week for NBL1 Men and getting us underway from Cairns.
Oh, but Juk Deng, what a performance. He had 46 points, 16 rebounds versus Brisbane, followed it up with 23 and 12 versus Townsville, and just doing a bit of everything, and that's what he's going to do. He is an absolute bucket and pretty much unguardable, especially in the NBL1 North.
Speaking of big weekends, Rowan McKenzie from Lakeside, 35 points, 4 rebounds and 3 assists against the Eastern Suns, and then backed it up with 30 points, 4 boards and 6 assists against Julendup. 32 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. That's a big weekend.
It is a big weekend, and we love when you see that over the 2 games. And then Isaac White, fresh off his rookie season in the NBL, he had 31 and 14 rebounds. Terrific rebounding guard versus Rockhampton, and he's going to have a really big season to try and get ready for an NBL campaign next time. Following it up, then Nick Pozzoglu. Now, he's a highlight reel machine. Anytime he gets on the break, good things happen. But he had 24 and 12 with 5 steals and 4 blocks versus Warwick, and then followed that up with 27, 8 and 7. This is a man, he needs an NBL contract, deserves one, and he's super exciting. Love watching him go about it. And rounds it up, I'm not sure we've heard of this last name before.
Is this the magician from Mandurah?
He's a point god, as we've come to know. Scott Machado. What a weekend. 19, 8 and 6, and then followed it up with 37, 4 and 4, doing a bit of everything. Spoke to him last week. He's having fun out there, and clearly it's showing on the floor.
Yeah, I think the spectators will be having just
Absolutely.
as much fun watching that. Thanks for joining us on the NBL1 show. Fingers crossed we'll be out of some lockdown soon for us here in Victoria, and also all our players and NBL1 family in South Australia. Until then, you can follow us on all the socials.
That's where all the highlights will be, and all the news about exactly what's happening with the news and lockdown schedule. But more importantly, there's a lot of dunks on there. There's a lot of game winners, so make sure you tune in.
Well, Pete, I'll see you and everyone next Tuesday.
Look forward to it.
Yeah, I was building on a lecture. Verses coming daily under pressure.